Right, hello everyone. 7:30 as promised. Okay. We're going live now, and Shane should be on in a minute. Now, how the heck I do this, I don't know. Yep. No new viewers to invite yet. Okay. Yep, hello Shane. Hello Laura. How are you? I'm only going about 20 minutes tonight, simply because... No, not there. It's got to be Shane, Lynn. It's because he's going to take some questions, okay? So I'm going to have to put you out there. Shane, if you can get me to... I don't know, Shane will approve. Yeah. Add. Okay, I'll for Shane, alright?
We're live. 2 seconds. Let me get my headphones in. Yeah, let me get my headphones in. 2 seconds.
Okay. Sorry everyone. Right, this will be questions and answers only, not readings, okay? So don't answer your own flow from to the other side or... How is that, Shane?
2 seconds. Got to find the thing. It's my adapter, baby. Oh, 2 seconds. Just got to find the thing for it. Two seconds. Just got to find the... Huh?
Okay.
Is that go on there?
Shane will write on there.
My mic, actually.
Is it echoey, everyone? How's the reception?
Is it better now?
Still a bit... Sounds like there's birds squeaking in the background.
I went off then. 2 seconds. We'll share it in the groups.
Tweet.
It's not bad now. I've got my headphones in. 2 seconds.
Sorry. Laugh twice and talk twice. It's like I'm repeating myself.
Is that better now?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Karen. Oh, that's better.
That's
how
better,
is it now, everyone? Just leave me a comment on how the reception is.
Let me just share it to the groups.
Can't hear you, Elaine. Shall I turn it up? How's that? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yeah, perfect, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me?
I can hear you perfect, yeah.
Cool. What about everyone else on here? What about everyone else? Can they hear?
Try and get on the PC now as well.
Perfect. One said Jackie Rogers. Hello, Jackie. Love you. Honey Thorne is watching. She's watching, and she's gone green.
2 seconds.
Yeah, Honey Thorne's gone green. Right, as I said a moment ago, it'll be questions and answers, right? Shane's taking the questions, and I guess it would be stuff about spiritual and things like that, about your journey.
Yeah, stuff about the afterlife.
It won't necessarily be readings, because it's just not... I won't see you, and there's no time to really give anyone a reading as such. You know, he's got to have time to tune in to do that. And I'm knackered, so I've decided to come on because I promised to, and you know, I haven't had a good sleep in a couple of nights, so I'm a bit knackered. I feel a bit better now, actually, but
no,
I'll put with some good music on.
Sorry, Elaine, I'm just posting into some groups a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the groups are gone, yeah, it should be all right.
I can hear you to perfection, yeah, because normally, Richard, I come in on my mobile, and the mobile's not really very good for live, so I've decided to do it on this. It's a bit close on the camera there. Let me move you back.
It shows up on mine as well, so I'm live on mine, right?
Yeah. Right, I'm just going back a bit because it's a bit too close for comfort. Right, you ready?
Yeah, 2 seconds. Just make sure everything's perfect. If anyone has just joined on here, this is Elaine. She's a trance medium. She's coming to Cumbran as well. There's an event in Cumbran on 27th of April. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen this before, then wow, you'll be amazed.
Yeah, I think you're going to film it, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to film it, yeah. Everything, film it. We got cakes, get made, and everything will be good.
Oh.
There's a Facebook event page as well, so if anyone wants to check it out, just check it out. 70 people so far, Elaine.
How many?
70 so far.
70 watching?
Yeah, if everyone can share it, please.
Yes, give it a share.
No, it's a live feed, but it's like she said. My girlfriend said it's lagging, but it takes.
It does. It does lag sometimes. It feels all right here as I'm watching you all, but it feels clear. I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, then whenever you're ready, love, so we'll go in.
Okay, you're ready, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. It is good to be on here this evening, coming from the Spirit Life. And I do like to invite questions to people about their spiritual journeys and about all sorts of things, really. Yes. So Elaine and I will not be giving any readings to these live videos, as you call them. We will be looking more to the spiritual side of things, the questions and the curiosity about that, you see. So, good evening, Sir Shane.
Good evening, my friend. How are you?
I am nothing other than fine, thank you, sir. Yes.
Brilliant.
And how might you be?
I'm good, yes, very good. Keeping positive on the journey.
Wonderful, yes. And I think that keep going, sir, because things will start to improve. It is surrounding yourself with as much positivity as you possibly can, because the minute you start to draw downwards, you will start to think that way. So it is practicing your state of mind, isn't it?
Definitely. Definitely. I need some healing as well, Jonathan. You want to send some this way? Help yourself.
Yes, I will certainly do that for you, sir. I do like to give healing. It doesn't always have to be present. We don't have to be present or putting the hands on healing. We can send it absently.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah. You heal my foot.
Of course. Yes.
Sorry, my daughter was in the room and she wouldn't leave.
Did she want to say hello to me?
I think she did, Jonathan, yeah. Those little girls, you. We had an excellent question yesterday. I can't find it in a minute. 2 seconds. Let's go on Elaine's page. There was someone is watching now. All right, let me just swipe across. Guys, if you've got any questions about the afterlife, spirituality, anything spiritual, non-readings, please comment on there now.
Yes, I would love to be asked questions. I do like to be questioned.
I got one for you, Jonathan. All right, so when you pass, can you explain to the audience what happens exactly when you pass? What is the journey?
When you pass to the spirit life, it depends on what sort of situation you are passing under. And if you are passing after a long illness, perhaps you will be more accepting of passing. It is different when you pass and you are passing in an accident or something like that. But you will all go into the light if that is what you wish to do, you see. And love will be given to you. But the experience that I had was raising up from my body and feeling a great deal of peace and feeling loved and feeling safe. And the raising upwards as the soul raises upwards and goes into the heavens, you see, which is, of course, another dimension, which is very close to yours. We are able to blend from our dimension to your dimension quite regularly. But the feeling that you get is one of peace and love, and you will feel a warmth around you. And then you will feel yourself raising into the light. You will see many faces within that light. It's like a swirling form of beautiful white energy. And in you go to that. And when you come to being on the other side, you may go back to your old memories, places and people that you knew. You may go and visit those. Or you may arrive and see your loved ones and they will greet you. They will say to you, welcome home. And this is your home. Heaven is your home. This is just a temporary place that you come to learn in a physical form, because sometimes we wish to take on the human experience. And so we come into life and learn about unconditional love in the human experience. But when you pass, there is nothing but unconditional love. But on a rare occasion, you will find that people will want to, perhaps if they passed in circumstances that were suicide, or they were depressed and they passed with mental illness, they will still go into the light if they wish to do so. Some of them will hang back until their funeral takes place, and they will want to go aside and reflect before they make the transition to the other side. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are stuck, but they would want to reflect on why and how they could help their soul to elevate into the light.
Amazing. Sorry about this, Jonathan. Grace, you shut the door, please. Thank you. Sorry, yeah. You put everyone you in the background, sorry. That's amazing. Everyone's asking, Jonathan, a couple of people asking about this spirit guides. How can they contact the spirit guides?
Well, to contact a spirit guide is not picking up a telephone, so to speak. It is meditating and practicing that meditation. It doesn't mean to say that you have to sit there for hours upon hours, and you don't have to sit with your legs crossed. It is just a question of allowing the mind to be free and asking for that healing love and protection before you do that. And then perhaps you could listen to a little bit of soft music or music that helps you to relax, and ask the guide to come close to you and make that connection with you. But of course, the prayer and protection is what you need in amongst that, and when you have finished, perhaps close down. But if you are wanting just to do a relaxing meditation, there is not always the need for that. But if you are wanting to connect with the guide, if you are finding it difficult to meditate and you don't have a lot of time to meditate, then it is asking the guide to send you signs, little synchronicities, little as if you would glance across and see something that would give you a sign that they are around. And they are quite happy to do that. So that is another way that we are able to make communication with them. Or we may want to present ourselves to you unexpectedly. But we will only really come if invited.
What about ghosts, Jonathan? Is there such thing as like people be saying, "Oh, we can see ghosts and stuff like that"? Is it spirits or is it just energy?
A ghost is something that is sort of a thing that is a man-made phrase, I would say, but they are souls, and some of them do not understand or realize about the light and that they have passed, or you will get them hanging around, you see, and then they're in a way not wanting to have any admittance that they want to pass to the other side. They have become so accustomed to where they are, they don't want to move on. And then there is also not so much the spirit, there is the residual energy which hangs around, and you will see things. People of the earth will see things within that residual energy. It's like a repeat. It's a little bit like winding a tape back and then playing it over and over again, you see. You're repeating the process, and you're having that residual energy in which it looks like there are souls within it, you see. But there are some that do hang back, and they don't always want to understand that they have passed on. But eventually they do come to the admittance that they want to go into the light, but some of them may need help to do that.
Amazing, fair play. There's a few questions about Jonathan about numbers. 1 1 11 11 and 3 3 3s. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
They are usually signs. For instance, I will take you to the first but most common one, that 1111 is about peace within, letting go of the old and allowing the new to enter your life. One of change, you see. If you look at the war 1111, it was leaving the war behind and then going into peace and happiness once again. That is a little bit like the similarity in life, isn't it? It's leaving behind the old and accepting the new and embracing the new energy that is going to come to you. And if you've got 3 5s, that can indicate change in your life. If you've got 3 4s, that can indicate that you are in perfect union with the universal energies. So lots of the meanings upon there that we will send you.
It's amazing, Jonathan.
Signs that we are around and signs that things are going to alter within your life.
It's a beautiful thing. I see 1111 a lot recently as well.
Yes, and that means that there is change coming in your life, a new change coming in, letting go of the old and accepting and embracing the new that is to come to you.
Amazing. It's a message here from Rob Crook. When we pass, can we automatically see loved ones? Oh, it's gone. Can we automatically see loved ones still living who haven't passed?
Does he mean thinking about the past with loved ones?
I think he means when you pass, can you see your loved ones that haven't passed, they're still on the earth?
Yes, you can. You can come back and visit people of the earth quite often if you so wish to do so.
Is it like a telephone wire, Jonathan? Or do you know what I'm saying? Is it like, can you see? I remember you telling me before you can see like four different things on the earth or something. You can multiple places.
Yes,
you can see.
It's what you call bilocating, and we can bilocate because if you've got a physical mind on the earth, and that is a mind, and you could take that to any place you so wish. You could take on several different thoughts at any given time, couldn't you? But you could not be in the physical of all of those thoughts. You could not be in place of that. But because we only become a consciousness when we pass to the other side, it's a little bit like thinking on the earth where you want to be, but we can be there because we are only thought and beings of light. So we have no physical. So everything that becomes a thinking becomes a place where you are wanting to be. So if you are thinking several thoughts upon the earth and wanting to be there, you won't physically be there, but spiritually you could be there. You see, you only have to think of something and that it is presented in front of you, you are there. So if you have several thoughts going on at once in a spirit being, then they can be in several places at once. It's a little bit like having 4 or 5 televisions and watching all the different channels at once.
Watching all the different shows on it.
But it is not a security camera. We are using our conscious thoughts and consciousness, which is what we become.
Amazing. Let me see any more questions. Someone says, have I ever lived a previous life? Do you want to explain, Jonathan, like about reincarnation and previous lives?
Previous lives, yes. You all have previous incarnations on the earth. And the reason being that you may have wanted to come back and learn a little bit more in the physical experience about things that you have not been able to do in another lifetime, you see. You may have emotional situations or traumas from past lifetimes. And because you want to go through each and every emotion about learning about unconditional love in physical form, you will come back into each lifetime and then learn to overcome what you didn't in the last life, you see. So sometimes we will not necessarily crave the human experience. We will crave to be closer to the higher realms of spirit. And so we will then come back and live several lifetimes to learn about unconditional love in all of its forms, you see, and to overcome things and become more empathic and knowledgeable in each and every lifetime.
It's amazing. There's levels to it, Jonathan, isn't it?
Well, it is not so much levels, it is elevating one's soul to the highest point of source where you no longer need to incarnate.
Oh, wow. So you can go, so you can bypass that and go to what's finally not the end of it, but you've reached the top of where you need to go. Is that right?
Yes.
It's the same as spirit.
If you look at an angel, they have no need to incarnate. They are pure love, pure source, pure light. They only come here briefly to save people or to give people an awakening on occasion.
That's amazing. Do you want to there's loads of questions, Jonathan. It haven't stopped. It literally haven't stopped. So I was just asking you why I'm seeing many people doing it. But 2 seconds. People are I know we answered this question. People are asking how can they strengthen their self with the spirit guide again, like you said, meditation, just working with your spirit.
Yes. The meditation is wonderful for the mind health as well as connecting with the guide. It is slowing the heart rate and pulse down, isn't it? It is letting the ego and the logic mind step back for a little while and allowing you to connect with one's higher self. And when you are connecting with higher self, you are then connecting with source. You are connecting with spirit, if you wish to.
Amazing. A lot of people ask about dreams as well, Jonathan. Does dreams like entwine with your reality? Is what's dreams all about in the spirit life?
Dreams on the earth, when you go into your subconscious state, all of the thoughts that your mind is storing back into the subconscious will come forward in a dream in the way of messages, in the way of things that you are trying to deal with in your everyday life, you see. You could only hold so much in the conscious mind. So a lot of what you have thought about will be stored back into the subconscious. And then that will be brought out in dream state as messages. So it's the subconscious mind that's saying, well, we need to put this forward in the dream as a message, a symbolic message, in order for you to deal with things in everyday life, you see. It wants you to deal with them so it can then let that go and it can free up. the mind. You see, the subconscious mind. It can free that space in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is very, very powerful. And whatever emotion that you put into it, it will store in the subconscious mind. And many years later, it may pop up by itself and say, well, yes, you haven't dealt with this emotion yet, and I'm going to show it to you whether you like it or not, because you need to deal with it. And if it doesn't do it in waking state, it'll do it in sleep state. But then sometimes you will be able to astral travel in your dreams, and you will often travel to different places and feel as if you are flying somewhere, or you're floating, or you are joining your loved ones in the, I would say, in between, because you are not going to go to the other side to join them. They are going to meet you halfway in the dream and come and present themselves to you.
So your soul can leave your body. Sorry, Jonathan.
Carry on,
your soul can leave your body then what do you say? Sorry, astral.
It is astral state. You will leave the body. Your astral body will travel. You see, and you are attached by what you call the silver cord, which comes from the solar plexus around about just above the navel, and it is attached to your soul. So if the cord was to be cut, you would be passing to spirit life. But this silver cord that you are attached to will help the astral body to remain connected to the physical body, so that when the astral travel has finished, it will reconnect with the physical body again, you see, and it will come back into the physical body. It doesn't mean to say that the physical body has died. It is still functioning, but part of the brain releases the astral body so that it can be free for a little while.
Amazing. Thank you, Jonathan. Let me just read some more questions. What about chakras, Jonathan? Can you explain what chakras are?
Chakras are what you call the energy centers. They run from above your head to below your feet. And for instance, you will get the darker colors at the bottom where your feet and below your feet are. They are more like grounding colors, aren't they? If you look at brown, that is of the earth. You look at a black that is darker of the earth, is rerouting yourself to the earth. And as you go up, the colors start to become more lighter, you see. And then when you go above your head, you have white, you have silver, you have gold. You see, so there are many other energy centers that are above your head. And when you open up your pineal gland, then you will open up the energy centers that are above your head. And these meridians from the energy centers run into other parts of the body. They come from the energy centers. So from those energy centers, I will explain to you that you have meridians. So they are stemming out into other parts of the body. And sometimes if the energy center is perhaps out of alignment, or it has been affected emotionally or physically, it will stem out from other meridians to other places of the body that sometimes play out in pain or emotional states. And sometimes these energy centers become out of alignment and they need healing and putting back into place, you see. Reconnecting.
I've actually had that. I know this medium, Julie, and her husband. Sorry, I forgot his name. Julian. Oh no, I forgot his name. But he basically touched my stomach and then moved my chakras into the middle of my whole body. I never felt anything like that in my life. It was crazy.
Yes, he is a wonderful healer.
Yeah, Jeff. Sorry, yeah, Jeff. He's amazing. Absolutely amazing. 2 seconds, John. We'll just see if any more now on you. Elaine said she doesn't want to be on too long because she's very tired from the circle she had this weekend.
Yes, that is about correct. I have given her a little bit of energy to be able to come on here. It's just that she has lack of sleep, and that sometimes fogs the mind state, doesn't it? It doesn't allow you to think as clearly as you would like to, but she will soon be back to her old self again. But I know that she promised that she would come here tonight and I have energized her in order to be able to come on here.
Thank you, John. Amazing. Some people she's asked about 2 seconds. Just find that was a good question. About ascending, ascension. Are we going through a massive ascension currently?
Yes, my dear. Yes, I'm not calling you my dear, but the lady there.
I know,
I'm not going to start that. You do have a sense of humor on the other side, you know, yes. But what I will say to her, is that, yes, there is a massive ascension going on. You could either call it an ascension or an awakening, whichever you choose to put it as. But the world is enlightening itself, isn't it? It's raising the energy of the earth, and more people are beginning to come forward with that.
Amazing.
So when I talk about the ascension, it is about a mass awakening. The ascension is about raising. So if you want to ascend, you want to raise something. So you are wanting to raise the soul to the higher realms of spirit, and to be able to elevate your soul is ascending it. So you are starting to reawaken yourself in the physical life, and to be able to remember the spiritual life that you have is to reawaken and ascend yourself. And then to bring yourself into the spiritual awakening is to be able to lead a spiritual life on the earth, so that when you come back to the spirit life, you have ascended a little further.
Amazing, Jonathan. Thirdly, thank you for your knowledge. I think we all need it. Here's a question, Jonathan. Yeah, is Jesus real?
Yes. Elaine has met him personally in the state of trance. She went into a deep state of trance, and then she was very, very briefly allowed to stand a few feet away from him, where he would explain to her mind to mind about the spiritual journey that she would be taking part in. And that it would help her to awaken and to raise her soul, and to help awaken others as well. He wants the earth to know the truth about him.
Is he truly the Son of God? Is the God the creator, the universe?
Yes.
Wow, fairly.
Part of God, part of the universe, part of which that you all are. You are all a piece of the Great Spirit, the Great Light God.
Anna Webb said, are we chosen to be psychic and medium and healers, or is it a choice?
It is a choice that you make before you come to the physical earth. And you will make that choice in order to say that, well, before I go to the earth, when I do go to the earth, I have planned that I am going to reawaken at some point in my life when I am ready to do so. And when I do that, I'm going to spread the word of love and spirituality around to as many people that I can, in order to help to raise their souls, to reawaken on the earth so that they can ascend in spirit. So everything will be one's soul's choice. And that is what you call free will. So you would say, well, Jonathan, we would have the free will upon the earth, surely. But you are just coming to the earth and just remembering what you had already planned before you came here, you see. It was your soul's free will to plan it before you came here. And then when you came here, you will just be reliving it, what you had already planned. Even the change of decision, you would pre-plan before you came to the earth.
It's amazing. I'm still learning as well. Some of it is mind-blowing, Jonathan. Fair play.
Well, everyone and every being, even souls, are learning on the other side. They are elevating themselves in spirit. So it is done in two ways, isn't it? It is done having the physical experience and the spiritual experience. Learning is constant and eternal.
Definitely. You told me you're even learning still, Jonathan, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, I certainly am.
A lot of people said about religion. Can you explain what religion is?
I would not want to but judge religion, because it is up to oneself at their own choice as to whether they want to do a religion or not. But in the way that I have found the truth when I passed to the spirit life, after being in the Christian religion myself, it wasn't really something that I was heavily into, but I would say that the family of mine would say, well, we will go to church this Sunday and we will praise the Lord. But it is totally different to that when you come to the other side, you see. So religion is of a man-made concept, and it has been renewed over hundreds and hundreds of years with new words put into your biblical sense, into the book of the Bible. And a lot of it was sort of pre-inspired, so to speak, as from spirit the Bible would be inspired, and the word of Old English and the word of New English Bible. But in a sense, after many years that Jesus had passed back to the spirit life, it became a controlled religion. You see, so then the Jews would be more controlled, and then it would turn into a fear-based religion, you see, so that everybody would be informed that if they did not do this, that, and the other, they would not praise this, and they would not sin, they would be sent to the depths of hell. And then they became fearful of it. It became, well, fear of God, but God does not want to put fear into anyone. He wants to love you, and you are understood that you are not made to be perfect. You are made in order, if you sin, that is your choice whether or not you learn from it to raise your soul. You see, through the negative comes the positive. And no matter how much negative you commit, you're going to eventually learn in each soul's lifetime that you will bring yourself back to the positive. So religion, in a sense, is something of a choice that you take up. But there is no religion in heaven. Jesus did not exist by religion. He existed by coming to the earth, letting people know of the afterlife, and when they had finished their lifetime, they would join that beautiful place with the light again. But he came here to perform spiritual miracles. He was, in fact, a healer. And a beautiful one at that. He was pure love, pure light, pure essence. And he came to the world to show them that. And to show them that they were all healers, and they were all part of the greater unconditional love of heaven. Not to be controlled and condemned.
Like laws, Jonathan, it's just the same on planet Earth. Now we have laws we have to abide. Control.
Well, in a sense, laws would need to be in place in some situation.
Oh, definitely. No murdering.
Then any negativity would get out of control, and everybody would be doing negative whatever they wanted to do, you see, and they would be allowed to get away with it. But you have to learn from your wrongdoings in this life in order to bring yourself back to right doing again. You need to learn through your negative to get to the positive.
Definitely. Someone had a good question. How to open your third eye, Jonathan?
Well, I would say again, meditation.
I gotta learn it. I'm trying. I am trying. I don't know how to do it yet.
Well, the way to do it is allowing oneself to completely let go. You don't have to go into a deep state of relaxation in order to do it. Some people will go into a certain state. I find that meditation is good before you perhaps go to sleep, or when you're relaxed and freshly awakened in the morning. You haven't had the stresses and strains of the day. You are fresh in mind. You are able to relax, you see. But if you've got children that you have to get to school, you haven't got time to sit and do that, then perhaps you go to bed and you're going to sleep a little better if you meditate. But opening the third eye, as you call it, which is the pineal gland, is having an awakening. And if it is overused, it also needs cleansing once in a while. So you will find that you get what you call on Earth a psychic headache, so to speak. Your mind feels a little cluttered. The pressure here feels a little bit too much, and you can just clear it. You could imagine it clearing whichever way that you felt was right for you. But to open it up is to reawaken oneself, isn't it? The higher self is the third eye, as you call it, is the pineal gland. That is the higher self, the higher mind, where the soul actually resides. It resides, the soul resides in the consciousness. So the brain controls everything. It controls movement, it controls thought, it controls digestion, and the soul resides inside that brain, inside the pineal gland, you see. So the body is just what the brain tells it to be. It is a movement that allows it to be a carriage for the soul to reside in, to get where it wants to be, the journey of its life. So it's just a physical being that it can reside on the earth in while it is here learning. You see, it's just elevating itself. So the third eye is one that is connected to every other energy center. I would say it is the boss energy center. It's where you connect with spirit, you see.
It's amazing. A lot of people said about aliens as well, Jonathan. Well, you know, other species, other planets.
Well, they do visit your Earth, I will tell you. Yes, they do. You cannot simply be the only beings in the whole of this universe.
No, it's ridiculous,
the planet is very, very small in comparison with some other planets. and there are other planets beyond those, you see. So they are a small, minuscule dot, which is, as I always say, an important small, minuscule dot, which is very large in comparison with your physical body, but it is small compared to other comparison of planets that are out there. But there is not just the planets that you are able to have knowledge of with your physical mind that you know about, but if you go beyond the galaxy, it is going to be incomprehensible the amount of other species and beings that you have in other places. And they do exist.
Jonathan, do they go to the spirit world when they pass?
They go to the spirit world and they go to their own realm in the spirit world, but which they can communicate with us. We are in communication with them. So it is one great big spirit world, you see. I don't really see as there's any separation, because then we all become one.
John, is there many spirits like you that's going around the world finding gifted mediums and trying to spread the word of spirituality?
Yes, there are many thousands of mediums, whether they be clairvoyant, trance mediums, physical mediums, healers, psychic people. They're all there to spread the word. We don't want you to hide away in a room anymore. We want you to come out there. That is one's choice. We are never ever going to force you to do anything against your will. We are advising that the more you spread it about, the quicker the love is going to be spread and the more peace will be brought to your world.
Shut the door, you're in. Shut the door. Shut the door.
John, I'm so sorry. My daughter's just opening the door. She keeps coming in. She wants to speak to you.
Well, if she wants to speak to me, yes, it is okay if she is present with you, but not on her own.
Exactly, yeah, cool. That's what I was saying. Shut the door. Like you do that in there as well. Sorry. Well, a couple more questions, Jonathan. Is there?
I will take a couple more of questions, and then I will allow Elaine to come back. Yes.
All right, brilliant. Shane, please ask Jonathan if guides have wings? Well, spirit guides. Do you have? No.
We become a consciousness, not a winged beings, but I think it is beautiful to imagine angels with wings. It is a fantasism. It is a beautiful thing. But when you become a soul, you become a light being, which can have greater movement, faster movement, because we are operating on a higher vibration, which no longer requires us to be bounded to the physical, you see, so we can be anywhere we want to be. So in a sense, you would say, well, a spirit can fly. Yes, because it is only a consciousness, and it could be in any place it wanted to be. So the fact that we are going on a faster vibration means we have quicker movements than what you would in the physical. There are no barriers as to where we can be.
It's amazing. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, so it is no good putting a door in front of us, because we can go straight through it.
Or a brick wall. Right. Is heaven and hell just a state of mind? Well, no, you explained that earlier. Heaven's...
Well, yes, I would say there are the levels of spirit that you go through, you see. And that is the reason for elevating one's soul. And if the soul chooses to be in great trauma or anger, or it wants to behave in a way that is negative, it will go to a negative place, because that is what it chooses to do. It chooses to be bad, it chooses to be evil, it chooses to be in a lower realm of spirit. But it could raise itself if it wanted to. It could look at the light and say, well, I now decide that I want to go to the light, and it could then raise itself to become the light. You see, so it's choice that you want to be there. God, as you call him, is not going to chuck you into hell and say, well, you can stay there for eternity. It would make him a very unforgiving soul, wouldn't it? You know, what about love and forgiveness that you are taught in these churches? How can you love and forgive? Maybe there are things that are totally unforgivable on the earth in your mind, because they are absolutely terrible atrocities that people have committed. They are evil people, and you don't want to forgive them because they've done absolutely terrible things. But they will incarnate back to the earth several times. They will come back and back and back until they begin to get it right, until they become eventually enlightened and empathic. So they may have to commit terrible things in order to bring several people together to create a bond of sorts, a love of sorts, so that you can unite together in one as love through the bad that has been done, and spread further the light. And then the bad would be melted out, you see. It would be burned out, and the light would overtake it. So through the negative comes the positive, because each soul is learning through the negative to get to the positive. And it is the soul's choice to say, well, I must go through several lifetimes, and I must commit these atrocities, so in order eventually my soul will raise itself to the light. But through the things that I do will become a positivity, because all of the people that are good will learn to come together and support one another, you see. There are many, many answers that you could give for negativity, but the soul's choice to be that way, well, I'm afraid that God is going to leave you to it, because he has given you that choice as to how you want to behave on the earth, as to how you want to take the time to develop your soul, to elevate it to the highest point it can be. And that may take many eons of time in order to do that.
Wow. So it is free will. So you are put on this planet. If you're bad, you will keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you make it right.
Until you make it right, yes.
Yeah.
Your soul will come back and back and back again, because it wants to learn about the negative and the positive. It wants to understand the entirety of every single emotion that ever was and ever is. in order to understand completely about unconditional love, your soul would need to go through all that to even begin to understand unconditional love, which is something of an explanation that in a human sense you wouldn't even begin to understand, because you see negative as bad. Well, perhaps, yes, it is bad, but it is eventually going to come to the good, because the more light that you spread, the less negative that there is around. But if you put, as I always say, if you put a battery into a machine, it is going to not work with two positives. It is not going to work with two negatives. It is going to work with a negative and a positive, you see? So in order for your world to work, there has to be a balance of negative and positive in order to learn about unconditional love. But unfortunately, sometimes things do tend to get out of balance, and they need rebalancing again. The negative will perhaps try and overtake the positive. You see, but you are looking at it, I would say, and you would say, well, wouldn't the positive be better than the negative, Jonathan? And I would say, well, yes. But you need to learn about the negative to get to the positive, you see?
Lessons.
And then you would all say, well, why do we need these lessons anyway? But it is a choice that you make on Spirit's side, that you want to experience the human life. You want to experience love and empathy in human form. So do forgive me if I get tongue-tied, because of course you will understand that Elaine is tired, and then she starts to affect the trance, you see. But
no, it's lovely, Jonathan. It's absolutely amazing. Everything you do is amazing.
Well, we try our best, and you have to remember that it is not as easy as it looks speaking through a medium, you know. Communication is just thought impression.
I bet it takes eons of years to do it, does it?
Well, it does take quite a bit of time. It takes an effect of trance, will take trust from the medium, trust in themselves, trust in the guide that is going to be working through them. So the more you let go with that, the smoother it's going to be. The better the communication will be. But the immediate, the logic or the ego mind starts to interfere, then the guide is going to find it far more difficult to communicate through that. It's like a little bit like putting a barbed wire fence and you want to get over it. You cannot, because you think, well, it's going to scratch you if you try to attempt it. But from our point of view, speaking through a human, we need the human to relax, we need the human to trust. And once the two energies are perfectly blended, then you will find that the messages will become clearer and more concise.
Do you go into trance then, Jonathan, in the spirit world to like? No,
I do not need to go into any trance.
No,
I allow the medium to relax so that then my energy can blend with hers.
Okay, so you just go in.
Become one. Yes.
Yeah.
So I do not possess her body. What I do is stand in her energy, which then becomes wider as she goes into a deeper state of trance. And as that energy widens, I will wait for it to widen, and then I will step into it and manipulate it, you see. With my energy and her energy, the whole thing can be manipulated so that I can then place my thought impression into her vocality, and it will come out as a physical word.
Amazing. Jonathan, a couple of people said on you, I can't remember what her name was, but she said about your daughter going into or being psychic. Not a personal, but how old can you get if you're psychic? How old will you know?
Well, I think that even young children that are all souls that come back to this world, they can sometimes be giving premonitions. They are psychic, whatever you call it. You are spiritually connected. That is what I would say. Children see spirit, but I think that an advisable age is going to be an adult age, that they properly connect and sit in a circle. It is best for them to be at a greater knowledge of an adult stage than what it would be a child stage, you see, because children cannot always comprehend protecting themselves, and then they become open to other subjects. So I would say that once one reaches 18, then if they wanted to develop the gift and sit for that, then that would be an advisable age to start it.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, let's see any more questions. Guys, any more questions?
We will see, yes.
Just having a look now. She's 9. Sorry, Michelle, I can't answer personal questions. You want to book a personal reading, so you can speak to Jonathan yourself, and then you can ask about your daughter then. And I don't want to, don't want no personal questions, please, guys. Just what happens to our pets, Jonathan? Do they pass with us?
The pets are not segregated from us. A lot of people will say, well, the cats and the dogs, etc., will go over the rainbow bridge. And I think that is a wonderful way of putting it. But they all enter into the light and they will meet with us. As I say, they're not separated from us. We are with our animals. We're all as one together.
Thank you, John. Amazing. Is there different levels in the spirit world? Yeah, sorry. I'm just reading them, but then, yeah. Go ahead. If you want to explain, Jonathan, sorry.
It is not so much of a level, it is a realm, you see. And your soul gradually raises through the realms of spirit, and you become, I would say, more empathic, more understanding. I would say your soul would become wiser with knowledge, you see, of unconditional love. But it is, you are not greater or lesser than anybody else. You are as one. So you work your way through your higher self into the greater realms of spirit. You see? So you get closer to the complete source of unconditional love, which is that of God.
How many realms are there, Jonathan? Is it infinity?
Infinity, yes.
Infinite number of realms, wow.
Yes, it is infinite. As if you would gather infinite wisdom, infinite love.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let me just check on you. If you, guys, loads of people asking for healing, Jonathan. Obviously, if it's personal, I can't answer it. So, any personal questions, if you want to book with Elaine and Jonathan, and then he can send as much healing as he possibly can to all of you.
Yes, I will do my best to send healing to whoever needs it, yes. And of course, your guides will do that for you too, if you request them to. But the great source of healing is the Great Spirit God, isn't it? You see. And if you are really in trouble, then go straight to that source.
Jonathan, someone said, what is an earthbound spirit?
An earthbound spirit is one that has not accepted that they are passing to the other side. They may hang back because they have certain unfinished businesses, or they do not want to accept that they have passed, or they simply want to be unaccepting of the spirit world just to be in the physical world. So they are earthbound simply because they have not raised themselves and made the transition properly, you see. So they tend to be closer to the earth, so to speak.
Amazing. Sorry, John, I got a bit of cough I have. Do you sleep in the spirit world? That's a good one.
We do not need to sleep because sleep is only a physical requirement. The sleep is something that the physical body requires to rest and recuperate itself, whereas the soul has no physical being. It is only of a consciousness and a light being, so it does not require any sleep or rest.
Jonathan,
it is an eternal consciousness.
Sorry. Could you explain yourself in your own form? What are you?
I am a being of light. So if you wanted to call me an orb, you possibly could, but
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sorry,
I
like
am
an orb.
a light being. Yes, I'm a soul.
Wow. Can you transform to your physical appearance if you wanted to?
If I was going to appear to somebody, I would not but want to frighten them, but I could make it possible that if I was to move closer to the earth and gather the earth's energy, then I could represent myself as a physical, but I would still be an ethereal, but we can form a sort of an energy that would build up a reality of a physical that you could touch. And sometimes that is done through physical mediums, that you have an ethereal being forming itself into the physical, and you get full phenomena of that being, you see. They use an ectoplasmic energy in order to form a surreal body, but they are still spirit, yes.
Someone said, Jonathan, are they bad spirits?
Yes, there are negative souls about that want to be naughty, so it is best to protect yourself and not associate with that sort of energy.
Yeah, I do. When I do my pendulum, sometimes, Jonathan, I don't believe it's who it is. It's like something else is trying to put its...
Well, I would also say to you that if you were to do a prayer of protection before you started and ask only beings of the light who are honest and in the light and
I
love to
do.
come forward, then that is what you're going to get, you see. And then you put a little portal of energy around you that will allow those good ones to come through. But then you also place yourself in a protective little energy of a bubble, so to speak, or whatever you wanted to present it as. You would put yourself into that and protect yourself within that. But I
Amazing.
think that part of the ego mind is also able to interfere with the messages of the pendulum at times, because it wants the answers that it wants. And then because you are holding that pendulum, your energy is going into it as well. You've got to remember that.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
the more you impress your thoughts as, well, I want that particular answer and I'm going to get it, you can actually have your energy affect that pendulum so that you get the answer that you so want.
Is that the same
And
with... Sorry.
sometimes you will find that that is your ego mind going into it, not necessarily an energy that is negative, but your ego mind is becoming part of that energy that is in that dowsing because you are holding it.
Is it the same with tarot cards as well, Jonathan?
Yes, I would say so, because the tarot cards are held by both parties, aren't they?
Yeah.
The energy that forms into them. But not necessarily. There can be spirit connections with those and human connections with those. I would say that a lot of the answers that come up for those are future messages that actually do come to be answered as truth. But I would say to you that everything that ever existed, does exist, is an energy, and everything that touches something else then forms an energy with that particular energy that it is touching. So it all becomes one blended energy, but separate objects. So everything that touching it is going to have an effect upon it. You see?
Amazing, Jonathan. Fair play.
Yes. Your energy of your earth and of spirit is amazing, yes.
I got a question, not my personal question, but like a personal opinion. Why is it now that spirit, like, is it after 2012 the spirit's coming out more frequently to spread the message about spirituality and the afterlife?
It is not after any particular year as we are doing it at present, but I do believe that 2020 will be a year of great importance, a year of new beginnings, and a year of quite an awakening with the world.
It's amazing. Where's the Glastonbury as well, Jonathan? You said, did you? Event in Glastonbury.
There will be an event in 2020 at Glastonbury whereby a lot of mediums and spiritually minded people, healers, will all gather together at a point, and they will create healing for the people and for the world, a mass healing.
Jonathan, here's a fun question. What do you do for fun in the spirit world?
I do like to ride my horse Beauty across the beaches of spirit. Now that would be coming from my spirit thought, you see. So to give ourselves pleasure, we would rather think of what we wanted to do, and then we would be doing it in thought, and it would seem much of a reality. I like to listen to the angels singing. That is most beautiful. And I also like connecting with your world and bringing forth new knowledge that I have gained in my time in spirit in order to help you there on the earth.
So anything you think of, Jonathan, you could do in the spirit world?
Yes. Yes.
That is amazing. Fair play. I don't want to die yet, but at least I know what's coming.
You are not going anywhere yet, sir. There are things to do, plenty of things to do. So,
yeah.
I would say to you all, don't think about passing to the spirit life. Think about living in this life and enjoying and connecting with us, but also living the life that you would but want to live.
Totally agree, Jonathan. Someone said, do you have food?
What a question, yes. We do not require any physical digestion of food, but we would like the memory of the food. If we wanted to remember something of a food that we would enjoy in life and we ingest it in human form, we would think of that and have the memory of the taste of it. But we no longer need to ingest any physical food because we have no physical requirements. The food is to keep the body alive, to help it exist in your world as a physical body, because if you didn't feed it, you would pass away, but you would become very, very thin and very ill and very malnourished. So the body, the physical, requires food to keep it alive and keep it existing in the physical for the time that it is here. But we do not require to ingest any food simply because we don't have a physical being anymore.
Don't have a stomach.
We are just an ethereal energy, yes.
Amazing. Jonathan, do you want to, it's up to you if you want to answer the question, or do you want to let Elaine come back out?
I will answer one more for Elaine's sake, because I think that I should let her go after this.
All right, let me get a good one for you. People asking about you, Jonathan. Did Jonathan have family of his own when he was alive?
Yes, I had 2 sons and a wife. I had Paul and Stephen as my sons, yes. And one of them has come back to the earth to live a physical life. The other one is still in spirit, but they were my 2 sons, yes. My wife did not wish to have any more because her body was not intending to. But I was quite happy with the 2 sons that I had.
What job did you have, Jonathan?
My work on the earthly side was to tend to the horses and carriages and to help the gentry into those. And then we would have people that would ride those around and carry the gentry around in the horses and carriages, you see. So my father had a business where we would hire out those carriages and the horses in order for the gentry to ride around in them.
Wow.
We also would provide the carriages as some form of funeral cortèges as well in those days.
Yeah. When was you born, Jonathan? What date?
I was born on the 26th of September, 1845. It is in Islington and London, Highbury. I was born near Rose Cottages.
Amazing. I bet everyone is just as amazed as me. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes. Although we had hospitals in those days, a lot of the women would give birth in their homes, you see, and they would have a nurse come in and they would have the baby in the homes because there wasn't all of these injections that you have these days and what you call pain-killing things that they had. Yes.
Thank you, Jonathan. Amazing. Anything else you want to say, Jonathan, to the people?
Well, I would say begin by looking and going within and loving oneself as well as others, and trusting that if you are going to take note of the synchronicities, then you know that we are trying to connect with you here on earth. Take note of the little signs that we send you, that your loved ones send you, that they are still around with you. They are trying to put across that little sign, that little message that they are still connecting. They have not left you. It is only their physical that has dissipated, but their soul can be anywhere near you that it wanted to be if you so wish them to be close to you. And they do love you, yes.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So I would say that I have enjoyed conversing with you all this evening, and thank you to Sir Shane for taking his time out to do this.
My pleasure.
And thank you to my medium Elaine for joining us. And we will reconvene again soon, I am sure.
I see you on the 27th of April, Jonathan, in person. Well, in spirit. Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes. Well, of course, you will see Elaine in person, but you will hear my voice in person, yes.
Of course, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Likewise, sir, yes.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, John, for everything. God bless you, my friend. Hello, my lovely. I did tell him, yeah. I did tell him to cut you off because you was tired. And he said, it's all right, I give her some energy. It's fine.
Yeah, I do feel a bit better, actually. The whole throat's a bit, croaky, but I feel a bit better apart from that.
I know, I need a drink from that. I didn't even do anything.
Have you had a cold?
Chesty cough the last couple of days.
Oh,
I was
dear.
ill. I might. It's getting better, but
I tell you what, that Boots cough syrup is lovely stuff. That's more for dry coughs and sore throats, though. But it does stop you coughing. It does help.
Yeah, I'm not really coughing. It's just when I laugh. Jonathan was making me laugh. I was coming out of my head, like. But yeah, it go in a couple of days anyway. It's not too bad, like.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm sure he'll send you some healing. He sent you it on your foot, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Everyone loved that. Look at the hats. Have you seen the comments?
Oh, look at those hearts coming in there.
Yeah.
Spreading the love. I can't see above the writing. Maybe I should swipe it out of the way because no one can see me. Look. There they are. I can't see the messages. You can see the messages, but now I can see myself on the TV.
Well, you can't see it, can you?
No, because I couldn't see. Because if I tried to message it,
I had to swipe it. When you was in trance, it wouldn't stop. It was I couldn't read them. I was like, I try and pick some and then answer some questions for people want to know. Like, but yeah, that was crazy.
Oh. Well, they're all saying thank you now. Thank you all for taking your time to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Elaine and Jonathan, both amazing. Yes, thank you. I won't go through each individual one. There's Chris Riley on there. Hello.
Oh, yeah, Chris. Another amazing medium.
Thank you, everyone, because you're all amazing mediums in your own right. So go out there and spread it about. Don't hide it away. If you've got it, give it to people. They need it. They need your help.
Please share the video as well, guys.
You're all important. That's the main thing. You're all doing a good thing. Elaine, where do you go when you are in trance? God knows. No, not really. No, I kind of go into my subconscious, I suppose. I listen to Jonathan having a conversation with you, and it's like he's at the back of me and the front of me, and it's like I'm like if I feel like I'm a sandwich, really, if you want to put it like that. I'm in the middle and he's sort of both sides of me, so he's blending with my energy, and I can hear him speaking, but I can't. It's really weird, actually. I can't talk myself, so it's like somebody's completely overtaken your voice box and you can't say anything. You can only think. That's all you can do. But you're shown pictures, you're taken to nice places in your mind. So basically you can only be in a state of consciousness like you are in spirit. You're just in a state of mind that is relaxed and able to go to nice places and hear him speaking about things. So, but if I do try to butt in, he gets tongue-tied because I'm interfering. So the more I step back and let go, the easier it is for him to speak. So I would say that for anyone that goes into trance, it's easier. The more you let go, the easier it's going to be for you and the guide to connect, and for the guide to communicate.
Dave, if you look on the event page, also Elaine is in Kent as well. Is it April as well, Elaine?
Yes, that's April the 17th. I'm at the Lido Cliff Bar. And that's also on my main page as well. The Lido Cliff Bar in Cliftonville in Kent.
For the events, all information's on this page. So if you just scroll down, you'll probably see it. And I'll share both events after this as well.
That's good. Plenty of hearts. Is that? Oh, I don't know who that is.
Everyone's loving it.
Yeah. You know, it's not common for this to go on live, you know. I know Chris Howarth used to talk a lot on live, but I don't think he necessarily went into trance.
I don't think I've seen a trance medium ever go live on Facebook. I think you are the first ever, period.
Yeah, I've chosen to do it. There is another one that does it. There's another lady, Lone Anderson or something, and she goes into the cabinet, like the cabinet, and her guide speaks. His name is Walter, and I've heard him speak on live, and it's lovely to hear him. But she doesn't do it very often, and that's the only other one that I know that does that sort of thing, you know. And her guide is a man as well. He speaks very gruff, and I think he's American. You know, he's lovely. He's really kind. Yeah. So if Lone is watching, you know, she might not be at the moment, but I haven't seen a lot of her about lately. But I send her my love if she is watching, and I send Walter my love as well.
Maybe do a duet. We both come on you and both go in trance together.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Jonathan would speak to Walter online.
Maybe the spirit world will love that.
Oh, that would be amazing, that, yeah. I'd like to have a word with her about that.
Definitely, do it. I would, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, cool, dear. That'd be something else.
Will you ever go to Ireland?
Get the giggles? Well, yes. One time I did get the giggles in the trance, because we had another sitter with us, and he went into trance, and his guide was a sergeant. He was a sergeant major in the army, and he said to my guide, I could hear him saying, "Go and get a haircut, Jonathan. You look like a big ghost blouse."
Oh my days!
Everybody was rolling up laughing. It was so funny.
Brilliant.
He sounded so abrupt, this guy, but he was hilarious at the same time. It was,
that was the spirit as well.
Yeah, Yeah, it was really
Wow.
loud and abrupt, but I think he did it because he knew it would make everybody laugh, and they
Laugh
were
like, yeah.
absolutely in tears laughing. It was so funny. He's saying, get your hair cut. And if you went in the army, you wouldn't have longer hair. He said, I'll give you a crew cut. Oh, it was funny. Do you ever come to America? Well, I haven't got a passport.
Your
So
passport,
I
yeah.
can't get to America unless I have a spirit body to fly there, but I'm sure I will get around to doing my passport. Yeah, I would like to. Yes, I haven't been on a plane since I was 19 years old. I haven't.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Still
I'm
scary.
51 now.
I ain't flying, but I still do it.
Yeah,
Did you
unless
like,
I ride on the back of a seagull, I ain't gonna get
you get
anywhere
it.
without passport.
There's a spirit to fly you there, isn't it?
Yeah, Jonathan could fly me there on his
Yeah.
horse.
The magical beach. Oh,
Yeah, well,
funny.
that would be amazing, that would.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
is trance mediumship? Well, that's what I've just done, Jasmine. Trance mediumship is where you go into a relaxed state. It's a little bit like self-hypnosis you go into, and then the guide is able to step into your widened energy and take over and come and speak through your vocal cords. So it's all complex, but that's the best way of explaining it. It's a guide speaking through a medium, or a spirit speaking through a medium into the physical world. You see? I'm the same. I need to go on holiday. Yeah, I think we need one of those
I think we
holidays
all
in
need a
life.
holiday.
Yeah.
Keep your hairs lovely from Natalie. From Natalie.
Oh, what's that?
Keep your hair, it's lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my fringe has gone a bit wonky tonight, but
Elaine, my battery's gonna die, so I'll have to get off you anyway. But
all right then. All right,
but
I'll see you soon. All
I'll
right,
see
I'll
you soon.
speak to
All
you
right?
soon.
I'll see you later, Elaine. All right, thank you all. Thank you guys. Please,
Thanks a lot, Shane.
so thank you. Please share, guys. Make sure everyone shares it as well, and likes and comments and stuff like that. Brilliant. Elaine,
Okay, bye, Shane.
I can't get off it. Hang on. Here I am. Thanks, guys. Cheers, Elaine.
Bye. God
Ciao, my
bless.
love.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Well, there. Thanks to Shane, everyone, for coming on. He's a good man. Really got a heart of gold. He has. And he has got some good music. He's very musical. He writes music. He sings. YouTube and listen to Pride's Pridez. That's his music. And some of you youngsters out there, and even the older ones may like his music. He's starting to write some more. So send him out some energy and some inspiration for his music, because he's got some talent there. Hello from Kansas, the Sunflower State. Cool, that's a long way away. Hello. I'm a rapper, I don't sing. Are you a sweet rapper or... I don't know. But whatever you do, it's good, all right? Keep doing it. Don't give up on your dreams. I would say to anyone, do not give up on your dreams, because that, it's part of making your life happy, isn't it? Never give up on your dreams. It's so important. Now, you said please come to Ireland, Annie. My gift started in Ireland. It did. It started over there. Ireland is the most beautiful place, everyone. Oh, it's lovely. It's so spiritual. I love the place. It just feels like home when you go there. Really, it does. And I think one of my great-grandfathers or great was Northern Irish. But the place I went to when this started was Southern Ireland. It was beautiful. So I love it. Elaine, have you ever had Jesus talk through you? No. I mean, goodness me, that would be an honour if that happened. I'm not that holier than thou, I think he does things in other ways, doesn't he? He brings people together and and he wants us to spread the love and the knowledge of him and heaven. So no, he hasn't. You know, that would be a miracle. Dear, I have seen him though. I have looked at him and seen him face to face for a very, very brief moment, but that was the most spectacular moment I would never forget. Where in Ireland did it started, in what county? Said Catherine Gavagan, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. It started in a place outside of Waterford, in the middle of nowhere, in a hotel in a place called Kilmacthomas. And there was a village up the road called Kill, you see, so that's where it started, if you know that place. Yes. Have you got a picture of the lovely Jonathan? Yes, that somewhere on my page there is a picture of him. And what does he look like? Well, wait a minute. I'll just get you the picture of the first painting I ever had done of him. And here he is, everyone. That is Jonathan. You can see a bit of a reflection in there, so I do apologise. That is him. That is him. You know, so, but he had, when he came to me in the dream, he had more of a brown coloured hair, so, but she drew him with that. And Frances was a fabulous artist. She was one of the most amazing artists I knew, and she passed away just over a year ago now. So I'm sure she's met him on the other side, and she used to speak to him herself. So that is my guide that was painted. And also a friend of mine, Emma Mather, that actually draws and paints spiritual guides. Well, she's fabulous. If you want your guide drawn, go to Emma L. Mather, M-A-T-H-E-R, because she will draw your guide for you, and she gives you a little explanation about your guide. So I'll just show you about what she drew for me with Jonathan. If I can find it, that is. Oh yes, I got it. In amongst the mess, she drew him as well, and it was similar. Now look at that. That's how she draws the guides for you, you know, so it's similar. And look at him, he's smiling in that. And go to her, because she's fabulous at drawing, you know, that girl is, and she's getting better and better as she goes along. The drawings are getting even more detailed, with character in them. Oh, it's just lovely to see the work she does. Fabulous artist, for spirit and with spirit. Yes, and Honey said she's had her guide and father drawn. It's amazing the way the spirit connect with us in so many ways. You know, it's just, how do we find our guide? I don't think we find them. You know, they sometimes come to us without our knowledge. They introduce themselves to us, like Jonathan actually introduced himself to me out of the blue. Now, I didn't even know I had a guide. I didn't know much about guides. I just knew I was sitting for trance in this group, and I didn't know about guides, you know. He just introduced himself, and I thought, wow, God, I feel like I've known you forever. I feel like, you know, where have you been, but you're here, and the love was incredible. I never felt anything like it. It just went, the whole of my being just lit up with it. So that's how I felt, and he introduced himself. I didn't ask him to come because I didn't know who my guide was at the time. So they may introduce themselves to you, or if you ask them to come, they will send you signs or present themselves to you. How can... Yes, I have to go, Elaine. Oh yes, love. Night, Lindsay. God bless. Thanks for watching. And I will be going in a minute, of course, because I'm getting tired. I don't feel too bad now. Is John's hair longer than what it looks in the picture? No, what it is he's got he's got it in a middle parting, and it is kind of tucked behind the ears, and a little tiny bit of hair, collar length hair, which is tied into a little tiny black bow at the back, and that's how it is, his hair. I suppose he put it out of the way to keep it tidy. Does a person that passed suddenly be sad as they don't know they were to pass over? No goodbyes. I suppose they would hang back. You know, some of them would hang back and think, well, I want to make communication. That's why sometimes they make communication through mediums, because they're perhaps a little bit desperate to get through to their loved ones and to let them know that, or it may help you getting through a medium for them to make the transition, and they want to communicate with their loved ones to let them know that's where they've gone, or they want to go over there. So I think we all go to our funerals, I should think, and we are allowed to rest after that. It gives us a chance to sort of see ourselves off, I suppose. I wouldn't know it all, you know. I'm only here as a human myself. Are animals reincarnated? Yes, I believe that. I believe that animals are reincarnated, and they seem to know, don't they? They seem to know us, and we seem to have like some sort of soul recognition with some of our animals. Was he born in 1845? Yes, he was. Yes. And can you see Jonathan? I've seen him. I do see him in my mind's eye. I know exactly what he looks like. And he did come to me in a dream after 10 years of waiting, which time means nothing to them. Yes, he did. He looked exactly as he looked in that picture, but with more brown hair. Bye, sweetheart. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you, Elizabeth. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to go off now, so I wish you all a good evening. I was around in 1842. Oh, you beat him to it then, did you, honey? You beat him to it. You got it before him and came back before him and all. Okay, everyone. Whatever you decide to do, you know, live your dreams and connect with spirit. It's a wonderful feeling. It's just a way of life. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's just a choice that you take. It's just a way of life. Okay, and if you want to live it, it's your choice. But if you do live it, believe me, it's a wonderful experience. I wouldn't look back and change it for the world. Okay, because it is such an experience. Just enjoy it and take in the love that they give you, alright? And I will speak to you again soon. God bless and good night.